1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Scooby doo boo 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 boo.
Okay. We're good to go.
Yeah?
Yeah. So can you just move round to that side?
Like that?
Perfect.
Oh, wow. You look very nervous.
I'm not nervous. Do I look nervous?
You're excited.
No, I'm still right.
Yeah.
Do I look nervous?
No, you look fine. Just before we start, can you just get up and have a look that I'm in shock? Because it'd be mental if, it's just two of us, so we're having to do all this ourselves.
You a bit more to the right? Yeah.
Okay. Great. There we go. So I'm in shock. You're in shock.
Yeah, okay.
What's the matter?
It's just really close.
Come nearer, I'd say, just in case. Because we literally don't know. Oh, we do know actually. There is a way to know.
Yeah, turn it
So,
around.
we just turn this.
No.
Okay. Okay. Oh, wait. There we go. Okay. So let's just, that will happen. Yeah, so, welcome to the first in a new series of film podcasts, tentatively titled Poor Worms.
Poor Worms.
Yes, we are just trying it out. This is a pilot episode. We have chosen two films to watch.
Yeah, you chose the films.
Well, I chose the films, that is true. I can't deny it.
Yeah.
I tried to, but I was about to, but I can't deny that. But the reason we chose the films were because you said that both of these films suffered from studio interference.
Yes.
And further research led us to find that neither film suffered from studio interference.
I feel like, yeah, I don't know about the other one, I think the other one might have done, but with my one I got it wrong.
Yeah.
Are we going to say what the film is?
Yeah, so the two films we're going to review today are We Own the Night, directed by James Gray, released when?
2000 something, 6?
2000, we're nothing if not
you can look it up, you can just look it up on the internet.
It's the modern world.
Yeah.
If you're interested when it came out, you can look it up.
Just look it up online.
We Own the Night, James Gray, sort of indie director who sometimes complains in the press that he's not as successful as he should be. Have you read any of those interviews?
I haven't, no.
Yeah.
No, I've never actually, I've completely avoided watching his films.
Any reason?
I just thought that they would be shit.
Okay.
And it was confirmed.
Oh, you didn't like it?
No, I thought it was fucking shit.
Okay, so we're going to start with We Own the Night, are we?
Yeah, but I thought that it was The Yards, which was his first film, or one of his films, which was interfered with by Miramax.
Ah, the roving hands of Harvey Weinstein.
I mean, it did give us Pulp Fiction.
He was all over that film like it was a young 19-year-old intern. Is that what you're saying?
And that's what you were saying, and I agree.
You're distancing yourself.
I agree. Yeah, piece of shit.
Okay, so we should have really watched The Yards, but we watched We Own the Night, which I have to say, so for the people viewing at home, I recently bought a DVD player, and what that sort of means is that I often, once or twice a week, just go for a walk around the local charity shops and see what DVDs are in stock. And I picked up We Own the Night, and I looked at the cast. I was like, oh, well, that actually looks like an alright cast. And then I looked at the back, and it's James Gray, a director who you know, is kind of seen as kind of like one of the modern sort of cool filmmaking people. And so I was like, why have I not heard about this film? And then I watched it and I realised why I'd not heard about this film.
Because it was shit.
Well, I wouldn't say it was shit. It definitely wasn't my cup of tea. I love should we fill people in on what the premise is?
Yes.
Should I do that, or would you like to do that?
I'll do it.
Yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix is a kind of party boy.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, and
We're watching the same film. Good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and he has a brother, and these people.
Well, his whole family.
Oh, his whole family
are police officers.
Are police officers, yeah, and
so there's tension.
Yeah, I mean there isn't though. It's so fucking boring. Basically, it starts off. The best thing about it is it starts off and he's railing Eva Mendes.
Eva Mendes is fingering herself.
Is she? I thought he was on it.
But she's.
It's like a bang. This is it. I don't want to talk about the plot. It starts off and he's fucking banging his hot as fit wife, and then a load of shit happens with his boring ass brothers, and gets him embroiled in this thing, and it's boring and it's drab. And it's all like that Matrix a green. Do you know like when the Matrix came out, everything looks green.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like that. It's fucking.
So you didn't like the aesthetics.
No, it
you didn't like the plot. You didn't like the aesthetics.
I didn't think it. The only good thing about it was there was a point where Joaquin Phoenix was. There was a point in it where Eva Mendes was telling him to drop it, and then he was stropping about like a little baby.
Drop what?
I get whatever the fuck he was. The plot.
Okay, I missed that bit. Oh, was that the bit when they're in the hotel?
Yeah, but Joaquin Phoenix is doing this really. It's ironic, like it's not intentional, but it's very very funny because Joaquin Phoenix I think has a habit of trying to be authentic.
Okay.
So
I didn't believe his character, I have to say.
No.
I didn't see him as like a sort of... Cause thing with Joaquin... Joaquin or Joaquin?
Joaquin?
Joaquin.
I don't know.
Is, well, you know, I get the sort of like sad puppy dog eyes sort of loser type of thing, but he's supposed to be this like cool club guy, right? And I didn't buy that, basically.
Okay.
I didn't buy the juxtaposition of, like, you know, he's obviously troubled in this film and has some problems with his family, but there wasn't enough exposition for me at the beginning to set that up, you know.
That wasn't what the film was about.
Oh, okay, so we're seeing it differently.
I don't know. Can I be completely honest? I fucking hated it from the get-go.
Okay.
And so I was on my phone a lot of the time.
Well, that's not professional, right? That's not what this
Can't be.
You got to
Look,
watch it
I like
objectively.
fun stuff. I like engaging fun. The Edge was fun.
Well,
That's the second film.
Well, we'll get to the Edge, but let's finish
It
with
was just drab and fucking. And Mark Wahlberg was like, I forgot he was in it halfway through the fucking film.
Mm.
He was rubbish.
I'm reeling at the news that you barely watched it. I mean, I didn't enjoy the film, but I still took the time to watch it. And
I did watch it. It was going on. It was going on, and I was watching on a massive projector.
Well, okay. So moving forward, when we do have these films, do watch them all and try and make it work in whichever way you can.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of cliches, right? I always find it's very difficult in these films to make a nightclub cool. So he's this like cool nightclub promoter. I just found I just didn't think that nightclub was very cool.
Yeah, I mean, do you think that's because you don't drink and party anymore?
Well, kind of like, yeah, just trying to understand, like, the whole thing is like that they kept talking about how like it's the coolest nightclub in New York and stuff like that. And I was kind of watching it going, I don't think this nightclub's very cool.
Yeah,
I don't think I'd have a good night out here.
No, I agree.
And that's not because I don't drink and do drugs.
It's because it wasn't a good night.
It's just the way, and some of the extras
extras.
like extras,
Oh yeah, definitely. From the get, this is what stopped me engaging with the film and made me look on fucking social media or on like TikTok or something. Is that nothing from the get go? You're like, shit. This is shit. This is not going to grab.
Yeah, because it's like I think you're probably saying the same. You want authenticity, right?
Yes.
And
Absolutely. Give
That-
me like Cassavetes, fucking. Give me something that's like fucking drop like that I can actually work with, or like have my brain fucking compute, or make it camp as fuck.
yeah, because I'm just watching that and going, this is not a cool nightclub, and the whole premise is.
But
this
also,
is a
he's
cool
Joaquin
nightclub.
Phoenix is coming in. I know. I started watching The Yards, which is he's in that as well. And from the get-go, he comes in and he's like, yo, he's playing this kind of like cool guy, and it isn't working. So, but with that stuff, the only thing you could do is kind of make the film at least camp, I think.
Yes. So I was just I didn't think the nightclub was cool. There was one kind of shot of a guy in a sort of cycling top. I don't know if you saw that in the nightclub scene. He sort of stood out, and if we were professional, maybe once this gets going, we'd have a clip of that guy. But that particular extra, I was like, why is there someone in this really cool nightclub wearing like one of those sort of like cycling tops?
Yeah, I
With a
mean,
zip on it.
okay. Well, let me figure out what my first thought of it was. He was fucking Eva Mendes. Then he went downstairs,
Yeah.
and then.
Oh, and his mate was
And his
out
mate-
of control, and there
But
was
there's people
topless
just
women on the
fucking
bar.
doing like the most basic ass, like, oh, we're having fun. So after that, I was like, no. And then the green palette of it depresses me beyond belief. Like that green.
And so then there's a sort of drugs element, right? About that there's sort of a Russian drug gang, right? Who are like bringing in drugs through the nightclub scene, obviously. So
filtered like the most cliched fucking.
well, so this is the thing. They had this line where one of the guys said, "I've made a note of this. It says 86% pure." You know, and I was just like, they always do that in drugs movies.
Yeah.
Don't they? About how pure.
Have a taste.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's like, what the fuck off, man.
It's like they have to put that in.
Well, it's for these stupid audience. The audience have to be told the whole plot of the film, otherwise they're on their phones.
And it's like, I don't understand that bit of like why you have to tell the audience that the drugs are so pure. Like we know, like is it to just say that like these are good drug dealers? Yeah. It's always like,
Yeah.
you know, it's always about. Well, go on.
They say this is my brother's always about this, and I ignored him for fucking so long, but it's a visual medium, isn't it?
Yes.
So just show us that it's authentic coke
Yes.
by having people do the coke and then it's like, oh fuck, that looks like it's good shit, as opposed to being like, this is the best shit I've ever had.
Yes. And it's like, well, our coke is 86% pure, whereas the other stuff's 70% pure.
Exactly.
And it's like you're supposed to. Well, I didn't really get the point of why, as an audience member, I didn't say that. It's look, these guys are dealing drugs. I trust that they're going to have good product.
Yeah, exactly. Otherwise, they wouldn't be in the coolest nightclub in the world.
Yeah. So that just made me laugh. It was very cliche. Do you think James Gray was under pressure to maybe it was sort of because he's quite an arty director, right?
I literally have no. All I know is he made Ad Astra, didn't he?
Yeah, which I also saw and thought they were major. I liked it, but I didn't like the end sort of final act.
I haven't watched any of his films.
I
It's a weird one.
love The Lost City of Z. Actually, I
Really?
loved it. Thought it was a brilliant film. Yeah, it's
Okay.
all about a sort of man going mad looking for something that's not there. Very relatable to me.
Yeah, relatable to all of us.
Yes. So, yeah. What else can we say? Talk about Eva Mendes getting finger banged. I thought her character was very one-dimensional. Don't think she brought much to. I feel like it was very underwritten. It wasn't a good female character. It was kind of like I didn't feel anything about her at all.
Yeah. She was super smoking on her.
Right. Okay, but what did she bring to the story?
Nothing. She was. It was
I
a
didn't
rubbish-
believe in their relationship.
No,
Did you
no. She
believe
was
in
wrong.
their
She was barely
relationship?
in it though.
Yeah. Did you believe in their relationship?
There was nothing in the story to indicate. I don't know, man. I kind of liked. No, saying that, I thought he should have stayed with her.
Well, she didn't. She didn't want
She didn't want him to be
a pig.
Yeah.
So
Which is fine. He was fucking Eva Mendes,
yes,
and then
being a party boy, running on the club scene, and then his
Fucking
brother
like-
gets shot by the Russian mafia, and he immediately says, "I'm you know, that was the thing that annoyed me, right? In the first act, it's all about how estranged he is from his police family, right? And then within 1 second, he's joining the police.
Oh, it's embarrassing. It's fucking embarrassing. And like how they top it off at the end, where he's just like to Marky Mark, who is the most. Marky Mark's doing the most dour wooden acting I've ever seen anyone do. He is nothing, and at one point, he's just like, you know, I love you, man, don't you? He's like, I love you too. It's like, what? This is farcical.
Yeah, because they've hated each other for the first act of the
But
film.
they don't. Yeah, that's the thing. It's just like the conclusion doesn't add up.
Yeah, it's really badly written. The
Yeah.
character's really badly plotted. It's like the first act is just not good. Basically, it doesn't set it up well.
Yeah, I'm not huge on. I don't mind like experimental films, so I don't mind the structure elements of that. But
If the structure's wrong,
it was sucked. Yeah.
it's like I don't buy that like no one suddenly changes their mind like that in anything in life.
No,
No one
true.
suddenly quickly changes their mind, especially like if your whole thing is I've ignored my family. Like I've gone into the club circuit and now
I've changed my name.
I've changed my name. I've ignored my family's police background and I want nothing to do with them until all of a sudden I do. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I know. And then to Val's
Robert
dad,
Duvall, yeah.
was like, oh my god. They came like he was at some do or other, and someone come up to him looking like he's got really bad news, and then he just asks, okay, it's like we got some terrible news. It's like which son is dead? It's like, you piece of shit. Do you know what I mean? It's just like for some reason I hated that.
Yeah.
It's just like, I mean, I love my dad, but fuck that.
Okay. So the one thing I did like though was the car chase scene. No phones, Mike. Put your phone away. We're doing a podcast.
I've got my notes from the phone.
Okay. Yeah, but you weren't looking at your notes though.
How does the audience know that?
Well, I know that, and that's
True.
what matters.
And authenticity is what we're going for in this podcast.
Yeah. So, and also you've distracted me now. What was I saying?
Robert Duvall was a piece of shit, was what I said, and then
So it's actually the one that I was really impressed with, and I thought was maybe a metaphor for something, and it repeats itself another time. Was first of all the car chase. I thought that was really cool with the dad, where it's raining and there's a lot of mist and no one can really see what's going on. I thought that might have been some sort of metaphor for something. When it's like really misty and like he's in witness relocation and they're taking him to another location and he's being grassed up and they all ambush him and his dad and they're sort of going through this rain. I thought that car chase scene was really original and cool. Were you checking Instagram at that point?
yeah, I don't remember that. But I checked out 4 minutes in. I watched it. I did. It went into. I was watching it.
All right. I think moving forward, when we do a film, you do have to speak to your missus about taking your phone away from it and actually watching it. I mean, the whole point is I didn't like it, but I still, looked for stuff that we could talk about. And then I think I haven't really thought about it. I was hoping we'd be able to talk about it, but if you don't remember it, it's going to be difficult. But then the end bit where they're in the reeds as well, the tall reeds, and they're sort of like the fire and the smoke, and they can't find the guy and they're looking. I'm wondering if those two set pieces, there's some sort of metaphor in there somewhere, some sort of autistic metaphor. Because that was the only good thing for me. The way those two scenes were filmed, I thought was kind of cool and interesting.
Yeah, I don't know, man. By that point, it's like Marky Mark was in the car. Yeah, he was in the car, and then fucking. Yeah, it's like I can't remember, man. He kills the gangster guy.
Oh, you didn't watch it.
I did watch it. I did watch it. I just was. It didn't grab me, and I just couldn't retain the information.
So, I like the genre New York cop film, I have to say. It's one of my faves.
Yes.
This was not a good one.
What's your favourite New York cop?
Oh, Serpico, probably.
I like it.
Yeah, Serpico, it's a good one.
Why do you like that?
Well, it's about a guy who is trying to stop corruption in the police, and just everyone's against him, and he doesn't care. He's gonna like.
Do you like Dog Day Afternoon? Do you like, because they're both.
Is that a cop film?
No, but it's the same director.
Yeah.
What's his name? What's the director?
Sidney Lumet.
LeMay, yeah. Do you like? So, see, I'm more about the sort of. I like LeMay. That period of LeMay. That's good.
LeMay is one of my favourites. But all right, so I think we'll move on to the next film, which you are a bit more enthusiastic about, and I'm hoping you've watched.
I watched it.
Yeah, and remember. All right, so give us an intro to the next film.
The Bear was a 1997. It's not The Bear. Fuck. The Edge.
Uh huh.
It was a 1997 film with Alec Baldwin and
Anthony Hopkins.
and it's about a billionaire who goes into. They get stranded in the wilderness. They have to it's like man versus nature.
Okay. So it's like you say, 1997 film.
Classic.
That's
How old were you in 97?
I would not like to talk about that.
I was. 80s. What's 97 to take by 86?
I wasn't.
I was primate. 97 was a good year.
Maths today.
I love the aesthetic. I think because I was a kid.
Well, you'd have been 11.
11.
Yeah.
That's the time.
So you wouldn't have been able to watch this because it was a 15.
Bless you, man.
So what was your family like regarding letting you watch 15s, 18s, that sort of stuff?
They were very lax. Too lax, maybe.
Okay. So
what about you?
yeah, same.
Do you think it? I mean, saying that, I do enjoy it. I think it's good to watch it. I think early access to films is good.
Okay. So The Edge, yeah, it's a very sort of 90s film. It's set in the wilderness, and so again, I think the similarities between both these films, they both had very bad first acts, I felt.
Yeah.
Because it's like the tagline is something like, "What if your only hope is your biggest enemy," or something. That's the tagline, right? So the idea is that Alec Baldwin is cheating on the billionaire's wife, and they're stuck in the wilderness together, and
yeah, but that's not the film. That's not what the film's about, is it?
Well, that's what it's supposed to be about. So that's what I'm saying.
So that's what the surface level of the film is.
Right. So, and what I found fascinating about it was the first act. They don't set anything up. I don't know why this guy's a billionaire. Why have they gone to the wilderness?
Yeah.
I literally, it doesn't tell you. Even tell you what he does. Like they're doing like a magazine shoot or something.
Oh
It's
man, that's my
totally
favourite. That's my favourite shit. Someone arrives in a helicopter,
Yeah.
straight them in. It's just like, this guy's cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's, I need the reports today.
Yeah. But there wasn't even any of the reports today. It was just right.
It was very, very hammy. Elle Macpherson didn't do it any favours, bless her.
No. Well, they obviously just got her in because some Hollywood exec was like, well, she's
But she
there.
didn't though. She didn't like. At least Eva Mendes has got like. I think Eva Mendes has got a kind of personality or like some sort of star power maybe. Whereas Elle Macpherson is
A
dud.
dud. So she didn't do anything for you. Anyway, so they fly into rural Canada for a magazine shoot. I believe Alec Baldwin is a photographer who works for whatever the company is.
He's a fucking legend. Yeah. He's a
Yeah.
photographer. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah, he's not happy with anything.
He's so funny. I love that character. It's the funniest fucking character I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I thought that was. I'm so happy that I watched that film.
Okay. So and then there's a sort of picture. It's sort of they arrive at this lodge that's sort of run by this sort of character from the wilderness who's got a scar on his face where he's obviously been attacked by a bear.
Yeah. He's
right?
like the wild man kind of. He's got some things to maybe pay attention to.
Yeah.
For the character.
Yeah. So he's there. And there's a picture on the wall of an American Indian guy, and Alec Baldwin's like, I need that guy for authenticity in my shoot.
Yeah.
And then they go up the river on a plane, and the plane crashes.
Yeah.
But there's also a setup at the beginning where it says, don't fly into geese, otherwise your plane will crash. Did you pick up on that?
I didn't.
Yes, so they say that at the beginning, and then they fly into geese, into
That's
a flock
why
of
it's so
birds.
fucking good, man.
Anyway, so they
Oh,
crash.
it's so funny. I found that film. I just want to say, you can keep the first film. This film is. I probably watched it 3 or 4 times. It's fucking,
You enjoyed it.
it was to me what films should do.
Okay. So they then are in the wilderness. It's Alec Baldwin, the photography assistant, which is a sort of black guy.
He's just a nice guy.
Yeah. And
Just a bit
and
of a
then,
clueless guy.
yeah, Anthony Hopkins.
Who? Oh, by the way, I was gonna. I've saved this. I'm gonna make a bold claim here. I don't think Anthony Hopkins is good.
Wow.
Is that mental? Or is that like a pulse? You agree?
I have the complete opposite opinion.
You think he's really good?
I think Anthony Hopkins is great. Howard's End. Jesus.
That's true.
He's amazing in that.
I'll tell you what, Remains.
I mean, Remains of Day.
Yeah, he was very good.
Yeah.
That makes me sad. That's such a lovely film.
Yes.
Why is that? Don't look at me.
Yes. No, I think Anthony Hopkins is made. I think he can
Sorry,
be. In
he was bad. He was really bad in that film.
The Edge.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like he was really bad in it.
Yes.
Or maybe it's the script.
So I read that he had a serious injury, didn't he, when he was in the. Did you read that article you sent from Vanity Fair
I
where
did.
he got
I did read
hypothermia?
You recommended that.
Yes. So he got hypothermia and had to go to hospital during the shoot. And
Because he fell in the water.
he stayed in the water and was on painkillers and his body didn't realise how cold it was.
Yeah.
And so they lost like 7 days of the shoot. Okay, so then they're stuck in the wilderness, they've got to get home, and there's this sort of bear is their enemy, this giant bear.
The bear.
And they sort of trail it in the first act again, that once this bear gets a taste for human flesh, then...
You carry on because I've got something to say regarding my experience with it.
So there's this sort of bear lurking around the camp, massive bear. Anyway, go on.
I watched this film in 2 parts.
Okay.
I watched it because I spoke to you about it.
Yeah.
I watched it, the first bit, I watched the first 2 acts and then I watched the last, which I think was good because I had to go to my mate's party.
Yeah.
Just that's, I want to be candid about the way I viewed it.
Okay. Yeah, you watched it in 2 parts. Yeah. I mean, I think I watched it the same way.
And I feel like, and you said it picks up, I feel like
I thought the final act was good.
the final act could have just been the film.
Yeah. No, well then you wouldn't. That's not how it works.
Well, it
right?
was,
You need the first half. It's one of those ones where it's like slow burner. You know,
Yeah,
you have
yeah.
to get through the slow bit, the first half, to enjoy the second half.
Yeah,
of
maybe.
the film, the final half. Anyway, so there's this giant bear. It's a real bear.
That's true, actually. I apologise. Actually, I enjoyed the whole fucking film.
I thought the setup was too slow, and I feel like the first and second act could have been a bit stronger.
Yeah, I feel like, do you know what I think we should probably do? I think we need to start watching films together, because I think that you might focus me a bit more.
Okay.
Because I think I don't experience it the same way you do.
Yeah, well that's kind of the point of this podcast, right? To learn about each other and our views on films.
Yeah.
So this bear is like, I thought the bear's acting was actually incredible.
Bart the bear.
Bart the bear, didn't you just? I just thought it looked great on camera.
There was a great scene where they allude to the bear in the first half.
Yeah.
Where Baldwin comes in and that's a great thing, by the way. So they do a prank on Anthony
Hopkins, yeah.
They prank him and it demasculates him.
Yes.
Which sets him on this course.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But they do it with a skinned bear.
Yes.
And
he's making a sandwich because he's been told like don't leave any of the doors open or food out.
Yeah.
And he looks at this piece of ham and it looks like maybe a bear's bitten it, and so he thinks in his head, is there a bear around?
Is that what he does?
Yeah. And then his inner monologue is there a bear here? You know, the door's open. Because you remember that bit where the door's like flapping open?
No, that wasn't what it was. It was Alec Baldwin was fucking scaring him with the bear costume.
Yes, but the whole setup is he's in the kitchen making a sandwich, because she says, go down, make a sandwich.
Oh yeah, I
He
didn't
goes
pay
down.
attention to what she said.
Right.
I think I was on my phone and then suddenly this bear came.
Alright,
And
new
I was
rule. When you watch any of these films, phone, you know, in a bag.
I've got to get a new phone now, my phone's fucked.
Alright. We're talking about film.
Okay.
So, making a sandwich, goes down to make a sandwich, there's a piece of ham on the table, the door's flapping open, He's thinking, is there a bear in here? And then open door, surprise, it's your birthday.
But I thought that, so goes back to your point.
Yeah.
That was my first what I thought the bear was, which was this fake ass bear. I thought that looked hilarious. But the bear itself, Bart the bear, which they gave a credit to at the end.
Yeah, the main credit, first thing that comes up.
It was the bear. I mean, that is just, man, I love that film so fucking much. It was, to me, the best. Like, I'm so happy that you recommended it to me.
Okay.
Because that's my kind of, that's the type of film that I can get behind.
So, anyway, sadly, the black photographer's assistant gets eaten by the bear.
Yeah, because he didn't mind his. He was kind of like, he was just wasn't paying attention, maybe.
No, he was. It was Alec Baldwin hung his blood-soaked trouser leg up on the tree.
I remember. I forgot.
And anyway,
Alec Baldwin's so fun. Alec Baldwin's character in that film, and the fact that I think I read that he came into the shoot
with the beard.
He was so good.
So I'll fill the audience in. So basically, there's this article about the pre-production, and basically in rehearsal, Alec Baldwin has this massive beard, and the producers are like, he looks like 60 years old. He's supposed to be the young lead in this thing. Someone's going to have to tell him to shave it off, but he's obviously really committed to this beard
because
he's developed this character.
Well, because how many years do you reckon he's into his career as a character actor then? Enough for him to be fucking mental about it. Yeah.
So there's this discussion behind the scenes of who's going to tell him to like shave his beard off. They've got to ring his agent.
Goddamn amateurs.
And basically, his agent tells him to shave a beard, and apparently for the whole shoot, he will not make eye contact with the director or the producer because of the beard thing.
Yeah. Because he wants it. He has no idea, I guess, Alec Baldwin, about what it takes to make a good film or a collaborative film. But saying that, it came out amazing because I thought it was fucking brilliant.
You loved it. I thought it was an average film. But anyway,
if you like things for being shit, watch that film because
because it's written by Mamet, who's brilliant. So it was like good enough but you know what I mean. I like films that are really shit, whereas this still had some sort of good structure.
That's true. Mamet. Good. I kind of like that though.
Yeah. But what I want to say is the funniest bit for me was when the guy gets eaten, their colleague. They literally don't care. There's not even a scene where they're like mourning him. He literally gets eaten, and then it's the next scene.
Can I tell you why? See, if we're thinking of best bits here, the best bit in this whole film was they have bested the bear, the billionaire is very, very smart and has been negged on by Alec Baldwin the whole time and carried through this film the whole time. Right at the end, Alec Baldwin betrays him, and he is going to kill him. And Anthony Hopkins is like, "Don't! What are you doing?" Yeah, and then his line, and then Alec Baldwin's like, "I don't want to. I've got to do this. I fucking want your wife. I'm fucking. This is what I've got to do." And then he says this line, which is the funniest line. He raises he's like, "Life is a short thing, Charles, full of betrayal. In many ways, you're well out of it." Which is like. He's like, just mate, you better not to live. And then, as he says that, he then falls into a bear trap and breaks his fucking body up.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you fucking dickhead.
And then Hopkins being the better man,
billionaire, and also just the smart man.
Yeah.
And also, I would say that he was actually the nicer of the two characters.
So my question to you, Mike, is if this film was made now, how do you think the modern billionaire would deal with this situation? Would they deal as well as the sort of 90s billionaire?
What do you mean?
I'm talking about Elon Musk. You know, the modern billionaires, the Bezoses, the Musks. Well, because Hopkins is a billionaire in this, right?
Yeah.
So I'm saying, so he's playing a billionaire from the 90s. Billionaires were different in the 90s, no?
They had helicopters.
So I'm saying, how do you think, obviously a lot of billionaires are in the news, they're on social media a lot now. How do you think, a modern billionaire would deal in the same situation? Would they survive as well as Hopkins, do you think?
But I thought that the character of Anthony Hopkins, he was actually a very nice person.
He was a nice billionaire.
Do you not think that that's
I don't think it's possible to be a nice billionaire, but yeah. So you were on Hopkins' side.
over fucking Baldwin? Baldwin was being a piece of shit.
I'm not picking any. I didn't really particularly.
I thought that Hopkins had a lot of. I thought that he was composing himself very well, and I mean, I sided with Hopkins, to be honest, over the two. I thought Baldwin, by the point, Baldwin was getting carried by Hopkins, and he was still like, I'm fucking cold. He was still, you know what I mean? He was still being needy and trying to get the upper hand, you know, up to the very end.
Okay.
And I don't, you know, he deserved what he got.
How do you think you do in the wilderness?
I would.
Like me and you know, at Rats, right? We work together at Rats. We end up in the wilderness. We're going to do an open mic night in rural Canada. But it's, you know, we're flying to a rural
Which
community.
character am I?
Me and you're Mike and I'm Harry,
Oh,
right?
okay.
And we crash, and we've got Russell with us, who's our like assistant, and we crash.
Yeah.
How long before you crack in the wilderness?
I don't know, man.
How long before you turn against me?
I'd never turn against you, brother.
You don't think you would?
Well, no, I don't think so.
I reckon 10 seconds.
10 seconds? That's horrible. No, I don't. See, I don't think so. It depends on how you view Baldwin's character. Say you're Hopkins. Say you're Hopkins and I'm Baldwin.
Yeah.
See, that's not my dynamic. That's not the dynamic I believe we have.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
I believe that.
I'm definitely not trying to fuck your wife, yeah.
Yeah, but that's not. Wait a minute. No, but that's the opposite way around.
Oh, you're saying I'm Hopkins?
Yeah,
What, because I'm the boss?
you're the boss.
I wish I had his character's money.
I mean,
Alright, well, I think we've covered both films enough there. That was a good chat. So you're recommending the Edge over
watch The Edge.
Rio in the Night.
Watch The Edge because if you like Alec Baldwin in 30 Rock, which is comedically, watch The Edge because he's accidentally playing the funniest character, one of the funniest characters he will ever play.
Okay. Cool. Alright, well, there we go, done the first one. Tentatively titled Poor Worms. Another idea we've had is Lyndon Calling and Raging Bullshit. If you've liked the podcast, leave a comment underneath.
Which film are we going to ask them what we want to watch next?
Well, you can make some suggestions for what we want to watch next. We'll also have a think about it. Thank you so much for watching. Anything to add before we go?
Just to say that I love Harry. I think I've only been at RAC for a couple of weeks, but I think I found a friend. I'm sorry that he thinks that I would turn on him instantly if we were to... for one, I don't like flying.
Okay.
So the idea of...
Well, you make a good point. We do run a night called Rats, and the reason for doing this podcast, one part of it is to promote Rats,
Yeah.
the live night. So it's every Tuesday. Come down, come and watch us.
We'll do it.
Yeah,
Be creative. Come and be creative. We are two creative people, and I'm not speaking for Harry, but he can agree or not. And we agree. We think that creativity is dope.
All right, Mike. If you could wrap up, I'll sort the cameras out. So you just sort
Do
of.
you not agree that creativity is dope?
I love creativity. I'm very creative.
You're the most creative person I've ever met.
Okay, so just talk to the audience whilst I wrap this up.
Okay. What do you want me to say?
Up to you, mate.
Oh, I've run out of steam, to be honest, mate. Watch The Edge. It is very, very good. And come to Rats. It is a comedy night that we're running. It's full of very nice people. And yeah.
Alright, that's done. Cool, man, that was fun.
I think that was good.
That Jen's down here.